So, today is March 7th, Saturday, and I have a shift at Domino's tonight from 5 to 10 p.m., which should be really busy since it is a Saturday. And yeah, I was just kind of sitting here looking at the totals so far for this first week of March that's coming to a close. And right now, as you can see, I'll show you. Um, this is where I've kind of been keeping track. So, from futures trading alone this first week, I'm up 2,802.99 cents. And then for the Domino's so far, I'm up $362. So the total of both of those, as you can see, is $3,164. So that's really good for the first week of March. And technically at this rate, I should hit the $10,000 goal for this month of March. And yeah, that's pretty much this update for March 7th so far. And I will pick this back up after the shift at Domino's tonight. So I'm just kind of sitting here reflecting on this time right now, because where I was 1 year ago today, last year, 2025, it's kind of crazy because I just left my full-time job to pursue trading full-time. And for those of you who don't know, from 2024 August to February of 2025, I worked at a paint factory, third shift, so overnights. I did that for about 6 months, and I did this so I would still have time to trade in the mornings when the market opened, but I could also still have income, right? So I could have money to trade with. And at that time, I wasn't trading futures, I was trading options, which takes a lot more capital to basically trade and to be successful and profitable with. And yeah, I kind of want to go to a little more of this backstory. So, like I said, it was a paint factory, and I'd work from, it was 30 minutes away from my house. So I would leave my house at like 9:50 p.m. and then I'd get there whenever, and then I'd work until 7:30 a.m. and then which it would take another 30 minutes to get back home. So I'd get home at like 8 a.m. around there, sometimes like 8:10 a.m. I did this for about 6 months straight, so I'd be able to trade 8:30 my time CST when the market opened. And it really was kind of like a rough period in my life, because the first 2 weeks it was kind of like just getting adjusted to working literally the entire night, not sleeping at all. But it eventually got to a point where I'd get up, I'd wake up at like 7 p.m., 9 p.m., go to work literally the entire night without sleep, obviously. And yeah, I'd get home, um, like 8:10 a.m., and then I'd trade from like 8:30 to 9:30, sometimes 10 a.m. at the latest. And then that was fine for like the first month or two. Then eventually it caught up with me just not sleeping. But after I'd get done trading at like 10 a.m., then I would just straight up crash, sometimes just fall asleep at the desk or somehow make it to the bed, and then I'll just sleep until anywhere from, 1 to 2 p.m., literally just like a couple hours, sometimes just 4 hours. My body would just automatically wake itself up and I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep. So what I would do from then I would just literally just either read books or study and learn trading. Because at this point in my life, I was doing everything possible to make it. And it was a grind. And yeah, so only sleeping like 4 hours, then I'd study trading until maybe like 7 p.m. to where I'd start to get pretty tired again. And then I'd take a nap from like 7 p.m. back to like 9:30 p.m. Just a little quick nap. And then I literally did that cycle for like 6 months straight of just literally just running off sometimes, 4 or 5 hours of sleep while doing trading basically full time still. And yeah, I did that for about 6 months, and it was a really rough period because sometimes, I'd literally leave there at like 7:30, and I'd be like so tired to where I literally couldn't even drive because I'd literally be falling asleep at the wheel. And sometimes, I'd have to drive like 5 minutes down the road, pull over somewhere, take like a 10-minute, power nap, and then finish the rest of the way home. But yeah, there's a lot of times, I'd leave work and literally just fall asleep at the wheel just because I was so tired sometimes. And I don't say this for like, to look for pity or, look what I did, blah, blah, blah. But I say this because like this is an example just of my story alone. It's obviously different for everybody, but like this is, the amount of work it takes to, get that business off the ground, and, whatever it is. And this doesn't even have to be trading, but if you really want something to work, you will make the time for it. You will make it happen. And I say this because it does take a lot of work, a lot of energy, a lot of sacrifice too. Because I mean, I was literally a zombie for 6 months straight. Like I would go to work, come home, trade, and sleep, work, and I never even left the house. And I'm really into the gym. Like I've been going to the gym for 3 or 4 years now, and now that obviously my schedule's a lot more open, I can go pretty much every single day, like 7 days a week. Even if the weekend I just do like small stuff in there. But yeah, I was literally at the house, never even left the house for like 6 months straight, just grinding every single day. And it did take a lot of sacrifice. And obviously my friends, they'd be hanging out on like a random Wednesday or Thursday, afternoon after work or something, and then, they'd ask me to hang out or something. It's like I was asleep when they texted, so I didn't even see it till like 5 hours later when it was already time to go back to work. And yeah, I'd literally work all night at the paint factory, come home, trade, sleep for 3 to 4 hours, and then study trading, reading books, And then at that time, I was also growing really close to God as well, because the way, which obviously this is just my personal experience, but like, if God has something big for you, right, I believe He will isolate you and strip you of everything, that held you to your past identity and stuff like that. And at that time in my life, obviously, like I said, never leaving the house, I was really isolated. So I had a lot of time to myself to actually think for myself without being influenced by everybody else around me. And so I really grew close to God in that time frame, which I still am every day. Reading my Bible, reading books, studying, trading, and it really was just a grind. And about this time last year in 2025, towards the end of February, is when I did put the 2 weeks notice in. And for like a lot of people around me, they're kind of like, "What? Are you really serious? Like, you're really leaving your job?" Because I did make good money there, but yeah, it really caught a lot of people off guard, and it was really scary and kind of risky for me to do that as well. Because it's like, what is everybody else going to think about this? I really just had to do what was best for myself and take that risk and take that leap of faith. I really felt God was calling me to start trading full time. Yeah, so I left the job, and I've been trading pretty much full-time ever since. Yeah, that's about it. That's kind of just a little story I wanted to add to this video. On this Saturday, I've just kind of been sitting here reflecting, and it's been a really crazy journey so far. And like I said, I'm going to continue filming this series. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far, and I will update this video after the domino shift. So, this is the update to the March 7th Saturday episode. And it is a Saturday night, and I did work from 5 to 10 p.m. today. And it's also like raining. So theoretically today should have been like a really, really busy night, especially for deliveries and tips and whatnot. But as soon as I got there, like in the first 30 minutes, it started like the rain or whatever, and for some reason, somehow, the entire system went down. So like the Domino's app went down, nobody could order, and we weren't getting any orders, and we couldn't accept any cards or anything. And so like I made, I think like 3 deliveries tonight, and between tips and mileage, I made $33, and then hours, obviously 5 hours is $50. But yeah, so within like the first 30 minutes of me getting there, while I was out on a delivery, it started kind of raining really bad. And when I got back to the store, the entire system had went down and offline. So from like 6 to 10 p.m. we got basically no orders at all. And yeah, so like I said, theoretically on a Saturday night, it's usually always busy just because it's Saturday. And with it raining like this, it usually gets even more busier. Yeah, like I said, got unlucky because basically everything went down within like the first 30 minutes of me getting there. So yeah, we basically just stood around. Most of the time we like did some cleaning and stuff, but yeah, it was a pretty, I guess, uneventful night to say the least. Like I said, I did get to do like 3 deliveries, which was fun. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the March 7th episode. And tomorrow's Sunday. I got a lot of, just trading work and stuff to do, get ready for the week ahead. So maybe I'll make like a short video tomorrow for March 8th Sunday. But yeah, if not, then I'll pick back up on Monday after I get done trading. Yeah, we'll go from there. Peace.